What's up, y'all? Good morning. It's another beautiful day. We're about to get right into these charts after I got a gang of questions asked from a couple of you guys on Instagram. So I'm gonna run through these right quick and answer them in full depth, and then we'll get right into these charts. All right. So the question is, how do you handle losses, and what's your worst trading experience? So simple, man. Data. I have the last 3 years of all the trades I've taken documented on a journal for the most part. And so when I go through periods of loss, which all traders go through periods of loss, I have the confidence because I'm backed by data. My entire strategy, I understand what happens throughout the long run. I understand what happens more often than not when I'm in losing streaks. And so losses just don't get to me for shit, bro. And as far as my worst trading experience, I have a whole YouTube video about this. I will put the link down below here. And probably not going to turn out the ways you guys think, so make sure you check it out. Quite a crazy video there. How long did it take you to become profitable and disciplined? So listen, bro, I can sit here and say it took me 5 years because this is now almost my 9th year within the markets and only 4 years profitable. However, once I started actually taking one system seriously instead of jumping around, and I had multiple jobs at that point too, so just not taking it very serious. I think from actually buckling down to really being serious about trading about 2 years. How to be disciplined and motivated every day. I think this is so hard part for 99%, including me. So people want that magic answer, bro. Motivation runs out, and that's when passion, determination fuels everything beyond that. If you guys think I'm motivated to do daily vlogs, to post, we have a posting schedule, 22 plus things every single day, to wake up and trade for everybody every single day and never have much time on my own. Do I enjoy what I do? Abso-fucking-lutely. The networking that I get from it, the help that I'm giving from others, all around A+ experience. But if you guys think I wake up every day and want to go to the fucking gym and do all of this, nah, man, we all have off days and such. Just understanding where I'm going, not too much respect on where I'm at. A very, very broad viewed person as to what could happen if I just stay fucking focused. So motivation is very secondary to the passion that I have doing all this. What is one trading mistake that taught you the most, and how did you bounce back from it? The biggest trading mistake I realized was thinking that I'm getting somewhere, but learning incorrect information. So just being stuck in a loop of not fucking making any type of success from what I'm doing. Rule of thumb, I would say, and obviously it's different for everybody, learning curves and what you got going on in life. But if you're really dedicated to your craft, and within 6 months, max, 3 to 6 months, of you not getting any type of results from the system that you are trading, maybe it's time to open up the idea that the information you're trading, one, just doesn't work for you, or it's incorrect and is not profitable within the market. So that was detrimental to my success at first, as all the shit I was learning was just from people who are not actually who they say they are. So making sure you guys are learning correct information is a massive part of this. And the way I go about that is to ask questions. If there's somebody you guys want to learn from, myself included, ask the questions you want to know. Make sure they're actually as credible as they're saying they are. And if they don't give you the answers you want to hear, then run the fuck away and go to somebody else. There's a ton of people who are educating correctly, incorrectly in this entire space. But a ton of people who are actually willing to help you out and know what they're talking about as well. So ask questions. This is a big part of the journey, is finding a mentor that obviously, one, you merge with and you can learn from, but number two is teaching you things that are actually applicable in the financial markets. What is more powerful, what happens in our life to shape us, or allowing it all to happen to us? Obviously, what they say, what's happened in the past doesn't define you. That's absolutely true, but it could potentially shape you to being the person you are. So just you understanding that anything can change from any point, good or bad, and putting mad respect on that. If you don't enjoy the situation you're in, work hard to get yourself out of it. Very small actionable steps that can lead up to your bigger goals, and allowing everything else in between to happen. Only controlling what you can control and doing your best not to be emotional about the things you can't. A lot easier said than done, but it's my advice. Do you personally consider supply and demand tap if it hits the wick, not the body? So yes, brother, the entire candle is supply or is demand, but if it is a massive zone, I want, the highest probability of setups, of course. So if it's a very big demand or a very big supply, I'll go ahead and mark out the top of the body and the lowest wick for demand, or the lowest part of the body and the top wick for supply, instead of the entire candle, just to give myself a bit more probabilities once that candle goes further into the zone. All right, Joe. So speaking upon that what we just spoke about as far as, do I mark up just the body of the candle or do I mark up the entire wick? So this is a perfect example here. Obviously, this is quite a big fucking candle on GJ. And so instead of me marking up this entire zone here, what I enjoy to do is just give myself higher probability chance of it playing out, which, just deeper, getting a reaction deeper in the zone instead of this entire zone. Because a lot of times when it's a massive zone like this, you'll see this play out. We'll get that reaction from the zone. You'll go ahead and get your entry, and then it comes up a bit higher to remove the stop loss from all the early sellers, as we always talk about, and then continue lower. So, instead of having to deal with that, I just push my zone higher to the lowest part of the body and the top part of the wick. And then if it never comes all the way up and just taps down here, I've accepted that I'm potentially just not going to get into that trade. Okay, so less chances of me getting in, but higher probability setup that ends up tapping up here. However, sitting all the way up here, this very small, let me just mark it out and then we'll talk about it. Okay, so sitting up here, this is the last up candle before the big move down. It's a fucking tiny candle. It's solid. I'm not going to just mark up the body. I'm going to mark out the entire candle, as that's only like a pip or so. Okay, so kind of dependent on the size of the candle, but the mechanics behind it is just trying to have the highest probability of setups. And when it's these massive zones, we just get a lot more play within that zone. So I try to reach the upper half of it before continuing lower. All right, y'all. Now that we're done answering questions, let's get right into these charts, baby. It's about 7:54 now. It's time to make some money. All right, what's going on, y'all? First of all, what did I tell y'all, man? If we're sitting below the 43,530 area, we're going to continue lower for the rest of the week. And look what's happened, man. We came back up to retest close to that area. FOMC came out and fucking tanked, absolutely tanked 1,400 points within the matter of 4 hours. So, obviously today we're absolutely still bearish. There's no type of support here forming on any time frame to show us that price is going to slow down. Okay, I guess we did tap into a now a daily demand, which is incredible. We did tap into a daily demand, but outside of that, until we start to see some type of bullish structure on higher time frames, as far as my overall bias, I am absolutely motherfucking bearish, okay? Honestly. So when we go to lower time frame, let's go ahead and try to break this down and see if there's anything that we could potentially play off of. And again, which is enjoyable about this journey, as I told you guys, I'm trading these Apex accounts trying to get further funding before the end of the year. And so what that means is I can only trade US 30. I can't really trade Forex pairs off of it. So I'm kind of just doing a deeper dive into US 30 with you guys the next couple weeks, and incorporating a couple other things as well, just because we're trying to take multiple different fucking trades before session outside of the time I trade too. So kind of just to get you guys caught up, I'm up 2 or 3% on 3 accounts. One of them is a little bit lower than the other one just because I started them at different times. So if we can pass those today or tomorrow, then we're going to ramp it up. I told you guys I wanted to do 3, 3, and 4, 3 accounts, 3 accounts, and then 4 accounts within 2 weeks. But obviously it's taken a bit longer than expected. Absolutely okay with me, unless I won every single day. Starting off, I couldn't have passed the challenge within those 2 days off the rip. Anyways, remember, I'm risking 0.5% per trade, which is pretty fucking tough to do. So this is what we'll do. If we can pass these 3 accounts either today or tomorrow, the next week we're gonna get a little bit further risky. We're gonna instead of just doing the 3 accounts, maybe we'll do 5. Maybe we'll do the full 7, and go that way. But if this extends beyond the 2 weeks, it's fine, bro. We're going to pass all of these accounts, so we can acquire that 500K funding and kind of see what we can do with it. This has been an enjoyable journey to run with you guys. This is now day 3 or day 4, and risking $250 per trade, being 1K up on the accounts. I mean, we're doing just fine, so no need to rush the process. So anyways, going into US 30, nice little trend line sitting here that's valid. Why is it valid? Because it doesn't have 1 tap, doesn't have 2 taps, it has 3 or more taps, okay? As far as any support and resistance forming before session open, we got a clean little level sitting right here that was resistance multiple times, now turn support in the future. And so potentially a prevalent area to check out once we get down to that point. As far as a sell-off, bro. So as far as a buy-up, we would really need to see a solid resistance be formed here, and then go ahead and push up. And I don't mind these retracement trades, just because the higher time frames you go, obviously all gaps in the market need to be filled. So at some point we have a ton of fucking gaps to fill up here, okay? At some point, obviously. And so, obviously, heavy bearish mind, but if we're going to continue to make higher highs and higher lows, I will absolutely execute a little scalp trade to push higher. We just need to see something better than what we're already seeing, potentially some type of something like this forming to show us that there's some type of resistance there, and then the re-break of that level will go ahead and take very short position. These are the ones you're holding for 1 to 2, 1 to 3 max, and removing yourselves, understanding that the big picture is bearish. So if we take any buys, it's probably just going to be during session open. Really don't want to go counter trend before session open, but we'll kind of see what happens. As far as bias as to what I want to see, to be completely honest with you, we could get a little risky once we break below, this very minor support. One second. This very minor support sitting right here, we could potentially take it. Just understanding that it's a lower probability because yes, we're breaking out a trend line. Yes, we're breaking out of support, but we have a more validated support sitting down here that's obviously held in such in the future. We can potentially easily get a retest of this area and then a continuance higher. Okay. So ideally, what I'd really like to see is some type of retest here showing the reaction and then the re-break of those lows, just kind of indicating that we're going to continue to push lower. As long as London lows, as you guys are starting to catch on now, my bread and butter is reacting off previous session highs and lows, doesn't get in our way. So as this all forms out, obviously I'll keep you guys up to date, but just giving you my full understanding of what I'm looking for on US30 today. So let's fucking see. For now, it's retracing. We don't got shit to do until we start to get some type of resistance forming. All right, y'all, so we got about 20 minutes till session. We're all up to date on our antioxidants, orange beet juice, and let's see what we got going on with US30. Okay, so check it out. Like I told you guys, all gaps within the market need to be filled. So when we go to higher time frames, we still have a massive gap to fill from FOMC. So although we're still bearish, is understanding why market is retracing and continue higher. That was such a fat push of just sell side momentum. Now the market's coming back up to fill all those orders. So 1 to 2 things could happen here. Well, obviously multiple things, but this is what we're looking for. A push down into this area, see what type of reaction we get from the zone. If we start to pull away from it, any newfound resistance we see, even if it's this guy up here, if it doesn't get violated before session, we'll take that break. But if we get the reaction from the zone and then we start to push lower again, that's when we'll go ahead and execute wood trend and push price lower. So go ahead and take some type of sell off right here. So we'll see what happens. I'm still very bearish, but open to buys if we continue to just push higher. So let's see what volume brings. We T minus about 20 minutes till open. So this 5-minute candle is closing right now here, which is fine. So that next candle, if we can get just a nice little top wick here and then a break below lows, and we're gonna go ahead and execute.
Order filled.
Boom, and order filled. All right, y'all, so I just pulled out of 2 of the 3 positions. We're gonna let this guy run just because we have such a massive stop loss. 1 to 3 was damn near already hit right there with normal stop loss. Just trying to chase these previous session lows here, that's all. We're either gonna hit 52K or full TP. I'm not gonna let it go any further back than the 52. All right, 52K it is, yo. We went ahead and removed ourselves. We are done. That is 1,100 on one account. I can't believe that pulled out at 280, bro. That's actually really frustrating, but beautiful fucking day. So we got 1 more trading day to pass this account, and then we can move on to our next accounts, but solid fucking day, yo.